You are watching the English news of Binh Phuoc radio, television station, and newspaper. I'm the one presenting you top story as usual. Binh Phuoc's tourism sector see robust growth in first 9 months. Binh Phuoc Industrial Production Index up 24%. Nearly $6.4 billion earmarked for socio-economic recovery. Vietnam greets over 1.8 million foreign visitors in 9 months. The tourism industry in Binh Phuoc province recovered strongly in the first 9 months of 2022 and welcomed an increasing number of visitors, contributing significantly to local economic development.
The province welcomed more than 644,000 tourists, surpassing the target by nearly 40%. Among the vacationers, about 640,500 were domestic travelers, while over 3,500 were from overseas. Tourism revenue exceeded 300 billion Vietnam dong, up nearly 130% year-on-year. It is necessary for the province to effectively implement COVID-19 prevention control measures to make Binh Phuoc a safe destination for visitors. It is also a need to develop local tourism and diversify new types of tourism, improve service quality, and promote tourism activities.
Binh Phuoc's economy continued to grow strongly in the first 9 months of this year, in which the Provincial Industrial Production Index increased 24% over the same period of last year.
Local businesses have been proactive and flexible in production and trade since the beginning of this year, and authorities have introduced a host of solutions to resolve any and all difficulties while focusing on socio-economic development. Such efforts helped industrial production recover quickly and continue to play a key role in the industry sector's growth. Processing and manufacturing rose 23.5%, while production in the energy sector such as electricity, gas, hot water, steam, and air conditioning systems rose 5.1%. The waste and wastewater treatment industry, meanwhile, posted growth of 8.75%. Over the remainder of the year, Binh Phuoc province will continue to develop a healthy business environment and promote investment activities to increase production value.
The Dong Phu District People's Committee held a ceremony recently to recognize Tân Lập commune at a new style rural area.
Tân Lập was one of 11 communes nationwide involved in a pilot to build new style rural areas in the 2009 to 2011 period. It completed the 19 criteria in 2014 and became the first commune in Binh Phuoc province to be recognized as a new style rural area. Nearly 30 kilometers of roads were cemented from 2018 to 2021, with total spending of 45 billion Vietnam dong. Local authorities have also helped the commune to build 64 new classrooms. As of the end of 2021, average annual per capita income stood at 70.8 million Vietnam dong. There are only 3 poor households in the commune, or 0.13%. At the ceremony, Director of the Binh Phuoc Department of Science and Technology Bùi Thị Minh Thúy and representatives from authorities in Dong Phu District granted a certificate recognizing Tân Lập commune as a new style rural area.
Now let's take a look at the top stories around the country. The 6th plenum of the 13th Party Central Committee opened in Hanoi on October the 3rd under the chair of General Secretary Binh Phuoc.
Addressing the event, Party General Secretary Binh Phuoc called for efforts to maintain macroeconomic foundations and stimulate growth to prepare for all probable scenarios, especially in later 2022 and 2023. Trong highlighted internal problems, including the weakness of the economy, accumulated for long and exacerbated by COVID-19, the concurrence of diseases like monkeypox and flu and COVID-19, rising power prices and transport costs that affect production and people's lives. He urged delegates to seriously consider all the reports from relevant authorities to figure out the lessons, identify the challenges to overcome, and prepare for the near future with pandemic control and socio-economic recovery, maintenance of macroeconomy, and assuring social welfare in mind. The party leader in the speech also reaffirmed promoting modernization and industrialization is the central and foremost task in Vietnam's transition period into socialism. During the plenum, which will last until October the 9th, the participants will opine and make decisions on reports and projects on major issues relating to the country's socio-economic situation and state budget. They will also look into orientations for the National Master Plan in 2021-2030 with a vision towards 2050.
Prime Minister Phạm Minh Chính has issued a decision earmarking over nearly $6.4 billion from the state budget for ministry, agencies, and localities to carry out the socio-economic recovery and development program.
The Prime Minister said the above quarters must use public investment capital in line with the National Assembly's resolution and relevant legal regulations on these issues. He stressed that in case projects need more capital than the state budget allocated for the program, localities must be responsible for arranging enough local budgets for them during 2021 to 2025. The Ministries of Planning and Investment and Finance must be responsible to the Prime Minister, inspection and audit agencies, and those concerned for the correctness of reported data in line with the laws, the government leader added. A number of measures and solutions have been set out, including the Social Economic and Development Recovery Program by the government to improve the country's economy post-pandemic. They have proved effective over the time and are an important dynamic for the country's impressive growth.
Though the first batch of fresh durians officially exported to China received a warm welcome from local consumers, both sides are urged to outline measures to boost sustainable export of the fruit, since it is currently selling for a lower price than those from Thailand and Malaysia.
Vietnamese durians have made a name for themselves among Chinese consumers for their taste, with prices of one-third of Thai and Malaysian durians. According to industry insiders, Vietnamese enterprises lag behind their regional rivals in terms of packaging. In shipping some 1.2 million tons of durian to China, Vietnam is currently the second largest exporter of the fruit to the country, following Thailand with 1.3 million tons. In a bid to gain a competitive edge in the market, Vietnamese exporters are urged to pay due regard to improving their packaging. Vietnamese authorities said that following the export of the first batch of durians, the industry should be put under closer scrutiny, especially plantation areas that are qualified for official exports. China is increasing its imports of durians, with spending accounting for some 20% of the world's total. Vietnamese enterprises have a great opportunity to expand their market share, but need to resolve issues regarding quality, prices, and brand positioning.
Trade activities at the Lao Bao International Border Gate in the central province of Quảng Trị has recorded positive results after a long period of being frozen by the COVID-19 pandemic. Join us to see more in the following.
According to the border guards at Lao Bao International Border Gate, some $2.1 billion worth of goods passed through in the first half of this year. Hundreds of vehicles pass through the Lao Bao International Border Gate each day, a robust sign of economic recovery in the country and the region as a whole. As part of efforts to create favorable conditions for trade activities at the gate, Quảng Trị province has expanded and upgraded parking lots. The reopening of the border gate has helped more traders reduce costs, especially with gasoline prices on the rise. Improved trade will contribute significantly to Quảng Trị province's economic breakthroughs in the future.
The Hoàn Kiếm District People's Committee in Hanoi is planning to develop an alluvial islet in the Red River into a cultural and tourist park to exploit the potential and advantages of the river's natural beauty.
The cultural tourism park will be built based on the natural terrain and be a place of gardens and cultural tourism spaces associated with Hanoi and the Red River's history, traditional customs, and culture. Local authorities plan to have a functional area on the alluvial islet for agriculture and tourist landscapes, on which nearby households will be allowed to grow short-term crops for people to visit, take photos, and enjoy the special fruit. Lawns will be interspersed with existing perennial trees to create greenery, while sites for entertainment and sports, fishing, swimming, diving, and river sightseeing will be created. Local authorities plan to build green parks along the banks of the Red River, in which existing large trees will be retained. Some space will be reserved for functional areas with short-term trees, ornamental plants, and seasonal flowers planted, combined with tourism services.
Vietnam welcomed over 1.8 million foreign visitors in the first 9 months of this year, 16 times higher than the same period last year, according to the General Statistics Office.
Total revenue from accommodation and catering services totaled over 430 trillion Vietnamese dong, or some $18 billion in the first 9 months, up 54% year-on-year. Traveling services retained more than $753 million in revenue, or 3.9 times higher than the same period last year, thanks to the strong recovery of tourism activities, especially domestic tourism. However, these figures are much lower than in the same period of 2019, before COVID-19 broke out. Vietnam fully reopened its borders on March 15th and aims to welcome 5 million international visitors this year.
That's all for today on BPTV News. Thank you for your watching and goodbye for now.